Again? This fungus is in the headlines again? I'm starting to think the mainstream media needs grief counseling. They just can't seem to let it go. They can't get over it. What are there? 4 stages of grief? I think it's anger, denial, depression, and acceptance. I don't know if that's the right order, but the media, they have been stuck in the denial stage for the last 8 years. I thought they were moving towards acceptance. For the first time since 2016, the propaganda about Colin Kaepernick exercising his reparations and being gifted another chance in the NFL, that propaganda this season was minimal. Week 1, after Aaron Rodgers was lost for the season, Jamel Hill tried to pressure the New York Jets to make things right with Colin Kaepernick by giving him millions of dollars that he is not capable of earning on the field. Colin had his ghostwriter send a letter to the Jets begging them to give him a paycheck. Please, I'll join the practice squad. I'm begging you. I will do anything to be in the NFL again. This publicity stunt was met with so much backlash from both normal people and, surprisingly, even the mainstream media. Colin Kaepernick, he just quietly went away. For the next 5 months, we heard nothing from Colin. No comparisons of the NFL to a plantation, no comparing the NFL draft to a slave auction. We went through the entire regular season without one false complaint from Colin Kaepernick accusing the NFL of mythical racism. And to be honest with you, it is not Colin's fault that his name is being associated with the NFL again this time. Once again, Colin is the victim. He is the victim of these vicious rumors that were started by the face of virginity, Mike Florio. Mike Florio. Who takes this fucking geek seriously? As I'm reading through these articles this morning, I kept seeing Mike Florio being described as an NFL insider. NFL insider? How can a man who has never been inside an NFL locker room, a film room, and a woman be classified as an insider? Calling Mike Florio an NFL insider, that's like calling Mina Kimes an NFL analyst. At least Mina Kimes puts in an effort to be right. Plus, she's a hell of a lot easier on the eyes. Mike Florio, he is like the Dave Meltzer of sports media. Dave Meltzer carved out a career by making up stories about professional wrestling and calling it journalism. Mike Florio did the same thing with the NFL. Pro Football Talk, it is comparable to the National Enquirer. 99% of the journalism on that site is 100% bullshit. Over the last few years, though, Mike Florio, he has been displaying this unhealthy obsession with Colin Kaepernick. If I were Colin Kaepernick, I'd be looking into getting a restraining order. Anytime a player gets injured in the NFL, Mike Florio suggests that Colin Kaepernick would be the perfect replacement. Doesn't matter the player. Doesn't matter the position. Saints wide receiver Michael Thomas gets a bruise. Colin runs in high heels faster than the speed of lightning. The Saints should give him a guaranteed contract. Aaron Rodgers is lost for the season in New York. This is the perfect opportunity for the NFL and my obsession. Colin will be playing in the biggest media market in the country, and he will accomplish something that hasn't been seen since Joe Namath. My Colin, he will make the Jets a serious contender. Couple of days ago, the Chargers, they announced that they were hiring Jim Harbaugh. Now, as a Saints fan, I was disgusted by this. Here I am watching my Saints run it back with this unlovable loser, Denise Allen. It is so rare. It is so rare that you are given the opportunity to hire coaches like Jim Harbaugh, proven winners. My Saints, we don't even give him a fucking interview because we have decided to go for the number 1 pick in the draft next season. Well, KC, isn't that a good thing? Have you seen the way Mickey Loomis drafts? Peyton Manning could be available, and Mickey Loomis, he would draft some unknown offensive lineman from Northeast McNeese State. But with Jim Harbaugh being hired in Los Angeles, Mike Florio, he decided that this would be the perfect opportunity to promote his obsession. To his credit, he did inject a little bit of realism in this story. Instead of pushing the lie that at 36 years old, Colin Kaepernick is capable of being a quarterback in this league when he wasn't capable of being a starting quarterback at 28 years old. Mike Florio decided to make the brilliant suggestion that Colin is qualified to be a coach. What experience does he have? Has he coached at the high school level? Has he coached at the college level? Hell, has he coached at the Pee Wee level? No, no, and no. According to Mike Florio, Colin Kaepernick is qualified to coach in the NFL because he has ties to Jim Harbaugh. Correct me if I'm wrong here. Remember when the mainstream media was complaining about the lack of black head coaches in the NFL? They accused NFL owners of nepotism. It's a good old boys club. This suggestion by Mike Florio, wouldn't that be an example of nepotism? Truth is, I have a better chance of running the Chargers offense. I don't know how many times the NFL has to send this message to Mike Florio and the object of his passion. Colin Kaepernick, seems to me, the message is abundantly clear here, and the point has been made countless times over the last 8 years. The NFL does not want you. The NFL doesn't want to be associated with you. If I were Roger Goodell, I damn sure wouldn't want to be associated with Mike Florio. Let me give you a few examples of Mike Florio's journalism. This is the type of inside information that we get from this so-called NFL insider. A couple of years ago, the Raiders, they did the unthinkable and wasted their time giving Colin Kaepernick a tryout. This tryout was so bad, video footage was never released to the public. I think the Raiders were trying to spare Colin Kaepernick from the embarrassment, but they didn't do the NFL any favors here by refusing to release the footage. If they had, all this propaganda about Colin having the skills to play in this league would be disproven. Even though the tryout sucked, Mike Florio insinuated that it was a great day for Colin K. This doofus tweeted, "Here's one thing we can all agree on. A Raiders jersey with Kaepernick on the back would be a hot commodity. Oh, I'm so horny just thinking about it." Hot commodity? Where in the hell would a Kaepernick jersey be a hot commodity? Normal people aren't buying that garbage unless they need to start a fire. The NFL wouldn't generate any profit from the shit fucks because they don't believe in buying clothing. When it comes to apparel, they classify their purchases as reparations. 2 years ago, Mike Florio criticized the USFL for not offering Colin Kaepernick a job. I don't remember Colin applying for a job in the USFL. Matter of fact, I seem to remember Colin Kaepernick thinking that he was above playing in the USFL. I mean, this dumbass can't get on the practice squad in the NFL, but he thinks he's above playing in the USFL. Back in December, Mike Florio, he issued an apology to Lamar Jackson. Why was he apologizing? Was he feeling guilty about his mythical white privilege? Well, I guess we can assume that was part of it. Mike Florio apologized to Lamar Jackson because he predicted that the 49ers would beat the shit out of the Ravens. "Lamar, I'm so sorry. I forgot that the 49ers had a white quarterback. Damn that white privilege. I promise from this day forward, I will never pick you to lose again." Since when does the media, and I hate to call Mike Florio a member of the media, a better description would be an author of pure fiction, but since when did we start apologizing to NFL players for picking them to lose a game? That is the level of journalism that we get from Mike Florio. This is the type of inside information that we get from this pretend NFL insider. For reasons unknown, the mainstream sports media, they actually take this dude seriously. This shit sandwich that he prepared claiming that Colin Kaepernick could join Jim Harbaugh's coaching staff, it was devoured by sports media. Headline at Woke Illustrated, "Colin Kaepernick to replace Kellen Moore on Jim Harbaugh coaching staff." No wonder Woke Illustrated is struggling. They are basing articles off of blatantly false information provided by Mike Florio. Headline at NBC Sports, "Will Colin Kaepernick be offered a job on Jim Harbaugh's coaching staff?" Gee, I don't know. Will Nikki Haley become our next president? Will John Biden close the southern border? Will Keith Olbermann ever get laid? None of these questions need to be asked because they all have the same answer. No! But let's just pretend for a second that Mike Florio is right. Instead of Jim Harbaugh trying to win, he's going to hire Colin Kaepernick so they can continue the Chargers' long history of losing. Why would Colin Kaepernick accept the job? Remember his Netflix special where he claimed that the NFL is modern-day slavery? He claimed that NFL teams unfairly examine players before giving them multi-million-dollar contracts, looking for anything that could negatively affect their performance on the field. Most people call that due diligence. Colin Kaepernick calls it slavery. For the better part of 8 years, Colin Kaepernick has portrayed the NFL as a league that takes advantage of black players and coaches. Why would he willingly subject himself to this mistreatment? If the NFL is so deeply infected with mythical racism, why would Colin Kaepernick want to be involved? Doesn't make sense to me, but what the hell do I know? I'm not weirdly obsessed with another man. One more thing here, and I could be wrong about this, but wasn't it Jim Harbaugh who benched Colin Kaepernick for Blaine Gabbert? How come Mike Florio isn't advocating for Jim Harbaugh to hire Blaine Gabbert? He was clearly the better option in 2016. Give me your thoughts on this. Once again, Mike Florio writes a completely fabricated story, and for some reason, the mainstream media believes it. In my opinion, there is no chance that Jim Harbaugh hires Colin Kaepernick to join his coaching staff. To be honest, I don't think Colin Kaepernick wants to coach in the NFL. Coaching in this league is a full-time job. If there is one thing we have learned about Colin Kaepernick in the last 8 years, he is allergic to work. But what do you think? Will Colin Kaepernick be coaching in the NFL this season? Let me know. Sound off in the comments below. Like, subscribe, share the video. I appreciate your support. Best way to contact me is by email at btlkc84@gmail.com, KC_BTL84 on Twitter. I'll see you guys later.